It was such a great idea to come here tonight.
I agree. The food is amazing.
The waiter had just placed a check on the table when Sarah leaned over to her coworker, flashing that smile I used to think was reserved for me. "Oh, this is Mark," she said casually, waving a hand in my direction like I was an afterthought. "Just a friend who drive me around sometimes." The words hit me like a punch to the gut, but I forced a laugh, sliding my credit card into the leather folder. I'd paid for the whole damn dinner, steak, wine, the works, for her and her work friends. As the group chuckled politely, I sat there, heart pounding, wondering if I'd imagined a flicker of guilt in her eyes. We'd been married for 8 years. Sarah and I met in college, fell hard and fast, the kind of love that makes you believe in forever. Lately, though, things felt off. She'd been distant, glued to her phone, coming home late from team-building events. I'd chalk it up to stress. Her job at the marketing firm was demanding, and I was a supportive husband. Right? The one who picked her up from the airport after business trips, cooked dinner on weeknights. But that introduction? It stung deeper than I let on. Driving home that night, the city lights blurring through the rain-streaked windshield, I gripped the wheel tighter. "Why'd you say that?" I asked, keeping my voice even. She shrugged, scrolling through her texts. "What?" "It was just a joke, Mark. Don't be so sensitive." Her laugh was light, but it didn't reach her eyes. I nodded, swallowing the knot in my throat, but suspicion had already taken root. The next morning, I woke up to an empty bed. Sarah was in the shower, her phone buzzing on the nightstand. I shouldn't have looked. I told myself it was nothing, but the preview message from Alex, work flash, "Last night was amazing. Can't wait for round 2. My stomach dropped. Alex? The new guy in her department she'd mentioned offhandedly? I froze, heart racing, as the shower water ran. Denial kicked in hard. Maybe it was about a project. A work thing. I put the phone down, pretending I hadn't seen it, but the seed was planted. Over breakfast, I watched her butter her toast, chatting about her day like everything was normal. "You okay?" she asked, tilting her head. "Yeah, just tired," I lied, forcing a smile. Inside, I was unraveling. Days blurred into a haze of quiet paranoia. I'd catch her whispering on calls in the other room, laughing in a way that twisted my insides. One evening, I came home early and found a man's tie draped over the couch, navy blue, silk, not mine. "Must be from dry cleaning," she said quickly, snatching it up. "I picked up your stuff yesterday." But I hadn't sent anything to the cleaners. That night, as she slept beside me, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling fan spinning endlessly. Heartbreak crept in like fog, slow, suffocating. How had we gotten here? I remembered our wedding vows, her tears of joy, the way she clung to me during storms. Was that all gone? Anger simmered beneath the hurt, but I pushed it down. I needed proof, not assumptions. I started paying attention, really paying. Her late nights at the office coincided with vague calendar invites on her laptop, dinners, drinks. One afternoon, while she was out running errands, I logged into our shared bank app. Charges I didn't recognize, a boutique hotel downtown, laundry from a high-end store, a bottle of cologne that wasn't my scent. Each entry was a dagger. For work gifts, she'd say if I asked, but I didn't. Instead, I followed her one evening, hating myself for it. Parked across from the restaurant, I watched through the window as she met him, Alex, tall, confident, leaning in too close. They shared a kiss, quick but intimate, and my world cracked. Suspicion turned to certainty, denial to devastation. I drove home alone, tears blurring the road, chest aching like it had been hollowed out. Confrontation came that weekend. We'd planned a quiet dinner at home, but as I set the table, her phone rang. She stepped outside to take it, voice hushed. "I can't tonight. Mark's home." I overheard through the cracked door, and something snapped. When she came back, I was calm, too calm. "Who's Alex?" I asked, voice steady. Her face paled. "What?" "He's just a colleague." But the lie hung heavy. I pulled up the bank statements on my phone, laid it all out, the charges, the messages I'd screenshot. "Tell me the truth, Sarah. Please." She collapsed into a chair, tears streaming. It started as nothing, a flirtation. But then, her voice broke. Alex was exciting, made her feel alive again. Our marriage had grown stale. She said, routine, predictable. I didn't mean to hurt you. But she had. Anger boiled over. 8 years. And you introduced me as your chauffeur? While I pay for your dates. I shouted, the words raw. She sobbed, begging forgiveness, but trust shattered like glass underfoot. I packed a bag that night, the house echoing with our silence. Driving away, I felt the collapse, everything we'd built, gone. Heartbreak clawed at me, but beneath it, a strange relief. No more pretending. In the weeks that followed, I filed for divorce, the papers a cold finality. She fought at first, then accepted. The last time I saw her, at the lawyer's office, she whispered, I'm sorry. I nodded, but the words meant nothing now. Then I rebuilt. Therapy helped unpack the pain. Friends pulled me through the anger. I started running, rediscovered old hobbies, even dated again, cautiously, with eyes wide open. The betrayal scarred me, but it taught me strength. Looking back, that dinner was the beginning of the end, the hook that reeled in the truth. Life goes on, sharper, wiser, and sometimes, in quiet moments, I reflect, love isn't blind. It's just hopeful until it's not.